and welcome to Morning Coffee. I'm Keith Reynolds, and I'm here with my lovely co-host, Charlene Chamberlain. Charlene, good morning.
Good morning, Keith. How are you today?
I'm doing good after I had my coffee.
Well, that's good. This is day 2 of our very first week of morning coffee, and we're
That's
celebrating
right.
Valentine's Day.
Which is a perfect week to start, you
Yeah,
know.
it's
A lot of
great.
love in the air, you know.
There is.
I
have a couple of Valentine tidbits. Do you know that wearing a wedding ring on your fourth finger actually originated in Egypt because they believed that that was a direct line to the heart?
Really?
Yes, so that's why it's always on that finger. And also in the Middle Ages, young men and women put their names into a bowl and then pulled a certain name out, and whatever name they pulled, they would pin on their sleeve and wear it for a week, hence the saying, wearing your heart on your sleeve.
How about that?
Oh, very interesting.
Yep. And on that note, I would like to introduce our guest this morning, Rich and Lori, from the most rockin' party band I've ever heard, Some Like It Hot. Welcome to Morning Coffee, Rich and Lori. Thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thanks, great to be here.
For having us, yes.
So tell us a little bit about Some Like It Hot.
We're a very, very special band in that the nucleus of the band, Lori and myself, and our sax player, Dan, have been working together for, I guess, close to 20 years.
And Lori, you're the musical director,
Yes.
correct?
She is, yep, and I just handle the paperwork.
And you also play bass.
Yes. Mhm.
And sing.
Well,
And sing.
Lori actually decided, she ran into an opportunity. Real quickly, what took place is she was out with her closest girlfriend. They went down to the shore last year, a karaoke bar, and Lori bumped into some musicians that she's known for a couple of decades, you know,
Right.
and they said, hey, come on in, sit in with us. And so she did that, and she stayed up there and in front of the band for a few songs and really got the party going like she always does. And out of that, there was the classic story. There was a guy in the audience.
A guy. Always,
Yeah,
it's always
a guy
it's
in the
never
audience.
A woman.
Yeah,
A guy.
and this fella Tom approached Lori and he said, my best buddy, lifetime for 50 years, he manages Doug Church, the world famous top tribute artist.
I know him.
Yeah, Elvis tribute artist.
Sure.
The guy is
right.
phenomenal. And he says, I'll bet you I could get him to have you do an opening act for Doug.
Right.
You know, and he was good to his word. And so
Right.
Lori began to put this opening act together. And
And then you had to learn all the Elvis.
well,
Yeah,
what
most
took
of-
place?
You probably did some of it anyway, because I have seen you perform, and you do a lot of the doo-wop era
Yes. Mhm.
pieces.
Yeah, so it was great fun, but she pulled myself, her duo partner, and our trio fella, so she's building the nucleus back up for us to do this opening act. One thing led to another. We had a chance to talk with Doug a little bit, and Lori said, you know, like, your band's good, but she says, I can put a band together to blow these guys away, you know, and she did, and so we added drums, guitar, and another vocalist.
Well, let's run through the piece, the members
Yes.
of the band.
So
You're on bass.
yeah, I'm on bass. Lori is our musical director and on all the keyboards. Dan fronts the band at our private affairs out in the audience with
Now,
the wedding.
Stan's here, the sax player?
He's the sax player,
Okay.
right? And then we have Ted Bear is our guitarist,
Right.
and Mike Belay on the drums.
Okay.
And we have a cute little 18-year-old girl who is singing with us, and she's like the counterpart to Kathy Westmoreland. Elvis had this one
Sure.
little girl that sang the real high parts.
The
and
soprano parts.
Yeah, and Kylie is she's majoring in television, radio, broadcasting at Rowan University. And so, with the 6 of us, we got an audition
Okay.
to try out for Doug's band. And so Lori, as the musical director, selected from his Aloha show 7 of the songs that were most critical with regard to vocal backgrounds. And the reason
Yes.
that she picked those songs is because we have 4 lead singers in the group. That's almost unheard of.
I know, almost everybody sings.
Yeah, and we're singing leads, and when you have a band like that, it's rare that they stay together because of the egos involved,
Yeah.
you know, that kind of
It's
thing.
my turn. No, it's my turn. No, that's
Yeah.
my song.
Yeah,
What I got.
Yeah, you get a lot of that.
That's my range. I know.
Yeah, bingo. And so there's some trade-offs with that, but I think one of the things that I've always appreciated is that, especially with Lori and Dan and myself, we have that, we take pride in being able to blend.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
also
and
like
take
the
the
fact that
back
you
step.
stand back and let everyone sort of have their
Yeah,
moment to
right.
shine and do the piece that they do best.
Right.
We all really respect each other's abilities, you know.
You have to have that on stage.
Yeah. So-
I know, as an actor.
And you
do.
know, and you're singing doo-wop type songs,
We,
like
we do
older
that
songs?
as well,
Oh,
because.
their repertoire's
We-
all over the place.
We
They-
do an opening act now every time that we back Doug up. So we're on for a half hour.
Yeah.
And we try to fit that particular audience, you know,
Yeah.
and they're the baby boomers, you know, that kind of thing. And
Exactly.
so they really get into, you know, the stuff like the Skyliners and Duprees and stuff like that, so.
And the
so we do that.
18-year-old just gets right in there? and-
Absolutely.
Wow, that's
Absolutely.
amazing.
As-
That's true talent, you
Right,
know.
she's.
Sometimes you,
Yeah.
you know,
She's very cool.
being younger, you get kind of set into your own music of your era,
Mm-hmm.
and it's hard to kind of, like, you know, I mentioned
Yeah.
Genesis to these younger people, and they're like,
Not a clue.
not cool, like, who are, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
right,
But it's
yeah.
neat to see that someone can get into that. It's-
Yeah.
The Guitar
Yeah.
Hero helped that. And
Guitar Hero, yeah!
Absolutely.
Right?
I love that, I love
think
that.
satellite radio also has really opened up their minds a little bit and exposed
Yeah.
them to different genres of music, things that they would never hear.
Well,
not
think
even at
about
their
it.
parents' house.
You had to have mom and dad play it,
Think
and
that's
then
what
that
it-
wasn't cool
yeah.
because mom and dad.
You
oh,
don't
that's
listen
not
to their
cool.
stuff,
But if you
no
hear it
way.
from some other thing, it's cool.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
so.
Like all the classic rock now, the 18 to
Sure.
24-year-olds are really buying into the classic rock, and they're
Yes, they are.
buying vinyl now.
Yeah, how
Yeah.
about that?
She
How about
is,
that?
yes. And Rock U, she was there. They taught them a lot of classic,
Mm-hmm.
a lot
Yeah.
of classic.
Yeah.
Cool,
Right.
cool.
So, what other songs do you, what's your favorite song that you like to play live, or what that you would like to sing live?
The favorite song that I have that I like to sing live was a gift to me from my lovely wife. When we started to put this opening act together for Doug Church's show, she says, you know, with the audience, I'll bet you they would really like Jimmy Beaumont and the Skyliners. This, I swear, is
That's a
true
great
since
song.
I don't have you. And I always kind of wanted to sing those things because I like to try to mimic the vocalist, and that's probably how I learned to sing.
Of course.
Was I have a really good ear, not a great voice,
Yes.
but a really good ear.
Yeah.
So I was able to copy. And so she says, you know, they got to hear you do Jimmy Beaumont. And so she spent with our guitarist, and Lori is also a sound engineer. So they spent 35 hours in the studio laying down the tracks.
For you.
Yeah,
behind us.
exactly, authentically, every note, just like that. And I get to sing that. It's
Wow.
like so cool.
35 hours in the studio, we were creating the music
Yeah, and then it
first,
was
and
rehearsed,
we-
right,
I know,
It was
because
trying
it's-
because trying to listen, I listened to everything intently for the instrumentation and the vocals and
course.
every little thread of every part of the
Yeah.
vocals to try to get exactly where they breathe, how they, just everything, and the inflection.
People don't understand how technical it is. It's not that you just pick up a guitar and a mic and you go into a studio and you sing. I mean, you can do that. I mean, and there are programs that you can use at home to do that. But if you really, really want to get into the nitty-gritty of it, it's very mathematical and it's very technical to really lay down a really decent sounding track.
And we get the argument all the time, some people say, oh, you're just playing to tracks. Well, there's just playing to
Those tracks were all
tracks.
created by you, though. They're your tracks.
Yeah,
You created.
and we go in, not in this instance, but in many of our songs, we take it a level beyond that because, okay, you can play to tracks, and that's one thing. And then you can play live, and that's a big step up.
Right.
And then what a lot of people don't understand is that the next step above that is to play full live on top
Of
of
the tracks.
tracks that
I
were
know.
created to back up and bolster
I know.
the live, you know, and so that's where we are with most of our stuff. And,
Right.
uh,
That sounds great.
yeah,
I agree.
Keith, you were mentioning about an 18-year-old, how do they get into this thing? One of the songs that we do in our opening act, and Charlene, you and Mark are going to join us on Saturday at the
Yes.
Valentine's Day dinner dance, and you'll hear Kylie sing the lead to an old Ad-Libs song called "The Boy from New York City."
Right.
Well, what we did is Lori reworked the vocal harmonies, taking the vocal version from Manhattan Transfer, because the ad-libs were all guys.
Yes.
But
they were.
I think they had one girl. But Manhattan Transfer was 2 guys, 2 girls, and that's what we have. We have 2 lead
Right.
guy singers, 2
So
lead
she
girl
worked it
singers.
in.
So she worked all that, and it works great, and it came out so well that we decided to do the same thing with Morse Code of Love. Da, did it,
That's right.
and boy, and the people go nuts, because it's.
That's great. Lori, let me ask you a question. What song do you like to perform the
That's
most?
really tough.
I know.
'Cause
As a vocalist, how about as a vocalist? Is that easier?
wow. I guess I'll say, but let me just say for today, Somewhere, I guess, would be a good one to pick.
Great song.
Because it uses the range, Streisand
Yeah,
is fabulous.
that's right.
So,
We just had Billy Terrell on yesterday, and we were talking about all the classic songs, and he was on and he played 5 of his favorite love songs. And unfortunately, that one wasn't in there, but there were quite a few that, I had totally forgotten about from the 50s, 40s, and 50s. But yeah, that's totally a classic song. How about from a technical standpoint?
what playing for the technical standpoint? Wow. Well, we do Phantom of the Opera. And you haven't heard the word, and we'll be doing that on
You'll see that
Saturday.
at the
with
dinner
great
set.
Great.
selections.
Oh,
Mhm.
wow.
Well, I like to wail on even just the background for the music of the night, because we ebb and flow, and I follow.
Right.
We don't count, we just I follow the lead. I have the uncanny ability to follow people as if I played with them before. You could come up and say, I'm going to sing, and I
And
just
you'll just
feel
get
it.
right back there.
I don't know if
Yeah,
you can
that's
follow
awesome.
my voice, but
You'd be surprised, he could tell
can
you
you make me
stories.
sound better? 'Cause
Yeah. He's
We've had people at high-end, like DuPont Hotel, very, very $80,000 weddings, and we've had Uncle Joe that wants to come up
Oh,
and
boy.
sing with the band. And
my way.
Uncle Joe has enjoyed a couple of cocktails during the evening, and so he's going to sing a song. He'll
Oh,
sing,
yeah.
I'm going to sing My Funny Valentine, and so Lori will back him up with the piano. And he'll drift along, and he's doing okay, and then
She'll
he
speed
changes.
up, then she'll
Yeah.
slow
Not
down.
only that,
And
he
he
goes into
changes
different
keys.
So you gotta change
Yeah,
keys.
and so she's following right behind him, so wherever he goes, she changes the key and
Or
follows
jump
behind him.
top. Oh, my gosh. That's fun. That's what's
cool.
fun for
That's
me.
great.
That's a
Cool.
challenge.
For
Yep.
that's cool.
So tell us a little bit more about the big event this Saturday, how
Oh,
people can find out about it, how they
great.
can get tickets. If you don't have anything planned on Saturday, this would be a
Why, what's Saturday?
great event. Saturday, wink, wink. It's that day you buy chocolate and flowers for the love of your
that's
life.
right.
Valentine's, and
And
so.
maybe you'll be taking them to the Sun Like a Hot dance party.
Whoa.
That would be wonderful.
Lori has decided that the band will do a special evening, a romantic evening, Valentine's Day dinner dance party at the brand new Bellissimo Caterers.
Oh, brand
which,
new.
Yes,
Nice.
it's at the formerly known as the Marion House.
Yep.
In Cherry Hill, right on
Okay.
Kings Highway. And as a matter of fact, you can check out their website at bellissimoevents.com. That's with 2 L's and 2 S's. BELLISSIMO events.com. Brand new website. It's gorgeous, and their phone number there is 856-428-0738. Even as we speak now, they're laying the $50,000 brand new carpet and a gorgeous 23-foot diameter dance floor right in the middle of the whole room.
That sounds
I mean,
fun.
nice.
It is.
It was beautiful before, now I can imagine
Yeah, I can
how.
only imagine.
It is. It's phenomenal. The banquet director, Tim Diener, was on the phone with me yesterday, and he said, how would you like us to dress the tables? And it's, Tim, help me out here a little bit. We're
Valentine's
musicians.
Day, right.
So I help me. What do you think? And he says, I'm thinking about, like real rich black tablecloths, and we'll do like red napkins. And I'm thinking, man, this is going to look great,
Yeah.
you know.
It'll be beautiful.
And so the doors open at 6. There'll be a cash bar open at 6 for the evening.
Right.
At 7, they'll serve dinner. It's a buffet, an Italian buffet. Their food is just out of this world.
Right.
And then during the dinner hour, the band will be performing dinner music, show tunes from Phantom of the Opera, Les Mis, these kinds of things, and a few fun things in there as well. And then we change gears after dinner from 8 to 10, 2 hours of solid dance music. And they'll be the great dance hits everywhere from the late 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s,
right.
and be throw some line dances in there. Lori is really a master at reading the crowd, and so she's got a great lineup of
Well,
songs
she can play
there.
music by ear. She can definitely read the
Mhm.
crowd.
Yeah, and so it's really going to be a terrific event. You call me on my cell. It's Rich
Okay.
at 609-230-7800.
For tickets.
For tickets, yep, and we'll also be selling tickets at the door
Okay.
as well. So.
And is there a special dress code for Saturday evening, or just red?
It will be a dress-up affair,
Yes.
but not formal, nothing
Right.
formal like that. But we don't expect anybody to show up in jeans.
I've been telling everybody, come comfortably so you can like,
Dance.
if you're,
Yeah,
Yes,
so you
right.
can
be able
dance.
to
Yep.
dance.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's all.
Right.
So.
Very interesting, very interesting.
Sounds like a great time, doesn't it?
It does sound like a
I
very
think you
good
should maybe
time.
bring Lori.
Yeah, I might,
Great.
I just might.
Part of the reason why we decided at this point to put this together is because in backing up Doug Church's shows and selling tickets, our fans always call us and say, "Oh, when are you going to be with Doug again?" And our next show with Doug is at Indian Springs on March 29th,
Right.
the country club in Marlton.
And I believe are still tickets available at
Yes,
Sure,
mhm,
right?
which you can call me
Tickets
for
are
that
still
too,
available.
because the band is always given a few tables of
Yeah,
choice seats
I
that
know.
we, so there's an insider for you.
Mm-hmm.
You call me again for tickets there, and I'll make sure you get great seats. So, but
Okay.
our friends were asking, gee, is there dancing at Doug's shows, and I
Well, there
said,
can be.
yeah, I says, well, there's always dance
There's
floors, and
always
they're
room
co-
to
they're
dance.
they're
Crowded,
they're
yeah.
filled with tables, because it's a show, and so we kind of, Lori was catching on to, there's really a call for dances again.
There really is, and
Yeah.
it's been so quiet for so many years. You
Yeah.
couldn't go out and dance anywhere unless you wanted to go to New York. Very few clubs in Philadelphia
Right.
anymore.
Mhm.
And it's all electronic dance music, EDM music anyway.
Yeah,
So
right.
I think it's great that you're bringing the classics back.
That's what we're trying to do, and if we get the kind of response that we anticipate, we'll plan to do these maybe every couple of months, right there at Bellissimo.
Well, that would
Caterers.
be great. Well, please keep us posted.
We will.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Why don't you give their information one more time where they can find you?
Yes.
Great, and so call me, that's Rich, at 609-230-7800,
And the date again is this Saturday
the 14th,
at the Marion House,
yes.
and it's catered by Bellissimo.
Bellissimo Caterers, yes, they have
Okay.
taken over the building, they've put an awful lot of money into it, they've really dressed it up, it's just absolutely gorgeous.
Okay, awesome. Well, we're going to go to a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
My name is Karonda Jones. I'm the owner of Kitty Academy of Mount Laurel, New Jersey. The 4 pillars of life essentials are developmentally appropriate curriculum, technology, health and fitness, and character education.
They give great attention to each child, and my kids are happy at the end of the day. Academically, exposing them to the state curriculum early, he's getting the exposure with the alphabet and the numbers and reading and writing, so I'm really confident in him going to the next level.
This year they did little pictures with the kids, and they made like popsicle sticks and made their own frames, and it had a little picture. They were holding a picture that said, "I love you, Daddy," and literally that morning I melted. Everybody's friends here. Yeah, it's not like he comes home every day crying about the bully. It's like everyone's buddies.
The worst part about Kitty Academy is trying to get my kids to come home. At the end of the day, they have so much fun.
Let's meet the Glenn Kelly real estate team. And here's the quarterback, Glenn Kelly.
All right, guys, we're going to be very aggressive with our clients. We're going to give them the best service, the best marketing, and we're going to give them the highest value for their homes. Hike and sell this house.
Whether buying or selling, whether commercial or residential, no one can beat the Glenn Kelly real estate team.
If you're just starting out or your family is growing, your most precious memories are made with family and friends in your home. Seventh Level Mortgage, our region's premier mortgage company. We're rolling up our sleeves, giving your situation personal analysis, helping you get your dream home. Whether you've been turned down for a loan or just want to refinance, Seventh Level Mortgage can make all the difference. An award-winning, veteran-owned business. Log on now to Seventh Level Mortgage. That's 7thlbl.com.